Hi, Mark. It's Monday, August the 10th, 7:47 a.m. Eastern. US session about to get underway, midway through the European session, start of the new trading week. Let's have a look how the markets shape up this morning. Starting on the US dollar index, downtrend still in place, strong sell-off on Friday, slight gap higher to open the new trading week at 99.49, and so far on the front foot going into the US session, sitting at 99.61. Buyers will look to get up back to that 100 level, to test the 100 level, tough level to break. Support is strong though. We saw that on Friday, and the support at 99.26. You can see this current support level from Friday and the 3rd of August has acted as a resistance as well in the middle of January, the start of the year. And back here, we can see back in October. So whenever resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance, a relevant level. So we'll see whether this does hold up, whether buyers can continue this fight back and get back up to that 100 level. Sellers, of course, we're looking to maintain below the 100 and look back down at this strong support at 99.26. Let's have a look at the S&P 500 futures market for now. Still a good hour and a half plus until Wall Street opens up. But there you can see still sitting in these record high territories from levels from last week. I've now got support at 7,764 and I've got resistance at 7,796. Buyers looking up at that 7,800 and at the record high from last week. Green candlestick to start. Given up a little bit of those gains already, there's a slight wick at the top of the body. So we'll see now US session getting underway, Wall Street about to open up. We'll see whether buyers can continue with the green candlestick and demand for US equities. Usually we get the inverse relationship. Here you see on Friday the green candlestick. Remember on the US dollar index, Friday was a big red candlestick. So we'll see whether the inverse relationship does play out today. Let's have a look at gold. A very strong week last week, particularly strong all the way from the 4,050 area by the end of last week. We had a high of 4,374. Very strong uptrend. You see the EMAs, the shorter EMA pulling away strongly last week. So far today, sitting pretty flat, tried slightly higher and lower. No real clue as to direction today. Doji candlestick confirming the indecision. I've got support at 4,308 and I've got resistance 4,371. Again, let's see if the inverse relationship plays out. Strong US, weak gold, or vice versa. But for now, gold holding its own certainly, and we'll see through the US session whether demand for gold continues like we saw last week, looking up at this 4,300 and 4,400 level would be the goal for buyers, or if sellers do step in during the US session. Let's have a look at Brent oil. And there you see blow it up a little bit. And there you see green candlestick and pushing to the intraday resistance for now. I've got support at 83.24. I've got resistance at 85, 85.02, and that's the level buyers will be looking at, looking to test, break above this level. Bit of a stalemate as far as geopolitically, more particularly the Middle East situation. Ceasefire barely holding for now. We'll see any changes today, material changes on the ground and escalation in the conflict, something physical certainly, would see buyers prevail, break this resistance and look higher, look all the way up to the 90 level. Or if we see a turnaround and we see renewed hope and potential settlement of sorts, like we saw for the past couple of weeks when there was talk of a settlement, didn't hold out. That kind of talk again, the Straits of Hormuz possibly opening under some kind of new arrangement, would see a sell-off and see sellers look down at this support level or lower. But for now, hang around slightly on the front foot going into today's US session. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin maintaining uptrend, certainly still in place, certainly flat over the past few days in the middle of last week, but sellers for now not able to break the support level, and that's at the 65,000. So 65 is holding its own. It's a relevant level. It's been a resistance level before, now acting as support. We'll see whether it can hold, whether buyers maybe step in and look back up at this resistance at 65,500 and push higher. But overall, particularly if I scroll out, you can see pretty flat for now, but buyers able to maintain going into today's US session. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of day session.